Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos and big breaking news. I'm just going to update you guys with today. Sorry my YouTube has been currently playing up earlier on and the video did keep cutting off because it did struggle to get a connection. So yeah, so anyway, we're going to get straight into the breaking news now. Is currently regarding David De Gea. Now the rumour mills now have stemmed up. They have come back now regarding David De Gea now. Apparently the Sun have just suggested, it's in numerous reports apparently now, that David De Gea, that Real Madrid are willing to plot in a £46 million bid for David De Gea. So they are now yet again have made another approach for David De Gea, and apparently they're reporting they are willing to put £46 million in for the player, which totally Mourinho disregarded before anyway, because he classified him as an honest boy, blah blah blah, and he was so convinced and confident, Mourinho, that David De Gea was going to stay, and we wouldn't accept £46 million anyway. We'd probably offer more, 3 times more than we literally paid for him from Atletico Madrid. If we were to put him for, say, you'd be at least looking in the region probably for about £80 million for De Gea. But apparently now, yes, they are willing to put a £46 million bidding for the keeper, who has risen up the ranks from Atletico Madrid, who has been at Old Trafford now in total for 6 years. He come in 2011. We know he's born in Madrid, he has relatives in Madrid, and he currently, like, his girlfriend's in Madrid. But I think he's currently happy at Manchester United. He's potentially the world's best goalkeeper in the world, is David De Gea. Plus, and this rumour has stemmed since 2015, where Real Madrid have been trying to capture him. They've been trying to get him since 2015. We know it all come to a collapse at that point. But as I did say, Jose Mourinho had totally dispelled the myth. He had no faith he was going to go to Real Madrid, and he was convinced he was going to be staying with Manchester United. So Jose Mourinho had totally disregarded. But now Real Madrid, for reasons now, apparently from their perspective, they regain their interest, because now they're no longer interested in Real Madrid and currently getting an outfield player. From their perspective, they've made a couple of signs. I think they've signed Hernandez and someone else. They have raised some money, because we know they've offloaded Rodriguez. They've offloaded Dinero as well of Real Madrid. But Real Madrid have still got that long-standing interest in David De Gea. But now, apparently they don't need an outfield player, because now they know Ronaldo's got a 5-match ban, who is their most essential player, and Real Madrid's built all around Ronaldo. From their perspective now, they've got Marco Senio, who filled that spot fantastically well last season when Ronaldo wasn't there on the left-hand side. He can also play as an attacking midfielder, and Real Madrid feels as though his performances are very good, Marco Senio. You've got Bale, which, you know, who plays on the left as well. He can play on the right. Benzema's just signed a contract to Real Madrid. From my perspective, you know, Bale looks very unlikely now. Jose Mourinho's he's totally disregarded that, and in his perspective, that has now come to a conclusion from Mourinho's perspective of us getting a pursuit of Bale. Now, especially Ronaldo's got that 5-match ban. Plus, when he was featuring in the Super Cup game, Jose Mourinho then totally disregarded it. He said in the theory of Gareth Bale, you know, it's not going to happen. You know, the club wants him, the manager wants him, blah blah blah. He's under the club plans, he's under the coach plans, blah blah. And this is what he said before did Jose Mourinho. So I think Gareth Bale's now literally over. So now Real Madrid are not looking for an outfield player. Now they have regained their interest in David De Gea. They're willing to put £46 million in. We are totally going to reject this, because Mourinho is convinced that David De Gea is going to stay at the club. And we know this rumour has been going on since 2015. But there has been a change of scene, because we know Real Madrid plan was to offload Bale, raise the funds, and get the pursuit of Kylian Mbappe. But now, with the Mbappe situation, Real Madrid have cooled their interest for reasons, because now he looks on the verge of joining PSG. Mbappe, well, if he was to go to Real Madrid, they'd have to offload Bale anyway, or another player, so he'd get there in the mix, so he'd be guaranteed first-team football every game. But for the Mbappe point of view, apparently now, well, it hasn't been fully agreed yet, but apparently it's somewhere in the region of £160 million that PSG are going to capture the player for. He didn't currently feature in Monaco's last match, did Mbappe, but he's due not to feature in their next current game as well. He's not even on the bench. He is totally dismissed for the match squad is Kylian Mbappe, because Monaco know he is on the way out of Monaco. And it looks like at one point he was going to go into Real Madrid, was Kylian Mbappe, but now he's set to be going to Paris Saint-Germain, who are investing a lot of money in this transfer window, like that. Who are investing a lot of money in this transfer window. You know, they've got Neymar deal. You're looking to now get Mbappe on the board, looking to put Mbappe in the mix with Neymar, Cavani. You know, they've still got Lucas Moura there. But also they're looking to recoup some funds and looking to raise some funds, looking to offload some players to Paris Saint-Germain. Apparently now as well, Julian Draxler is currently now on the transfer market. I think the price tag has been named around about £32 million. A few teams are interested in the player that's skillful, he's good in the air, very good two-footed player, good at putting balls into the box. I think he can play as a mid, he can play as a winner, can this Julian Draxler. PSG had bought him from Wolfsburg back in January for £30 million. But I think he's now available on the transfer market, and I'd love him at Manchester United. Very, very good two-footed player, very good creative player, and he's attracted the interest of a few teams as well. So now Mbappe looks like he's set to off to PSG. Plans before did look as though he may be making the move to Real Madrid. They were going to then sanction Bale off so they can get the funds to get the pursuit of Mbappe. But now, looking like they have culled their interest, Mbappe is going to PSG. Now, they're not really bothered now, from Real Madrid's perspective, about getting an outfield player, so they have now turned their attentions on David De Gea. But Mbappe, I said, big money getting thrown out in this transfer window is absolutely ridiculous for young players. 18, one of the highest prospects in world football, don't get me wrong. Fantastic for France, was fantastic for Monaco last season. I said, can't judge a player after one season. It's like saying with Rashford, if he had a good season, no team would put 160 million. We wouldn't put a price tag out even if he was available for 160 million. I just think it is absolutely insanity. But we know the Mbappe, the agent has discussed with the PSG boss about getting a deal finalised. I don't think it's been fully approved as yet, but I think it's somewhere in the region of £160 million, and I think he is considering making the move. Kylian Mbappe, but we know Real Madrid, they've still got that interest in David De Gea, but they're making another approach and they're planning to put £46 million in. But we know with Zidane, we know Real Madrid have had that interest, and we know with Zidane, regarding Bale, he hasn't really said much about his future. From what Bale's perspective, what he gave out, Bale does not want to leave Real Madrid, and that's the thing, and that's what you got to take into consideration. Bale is very, very unlikely. As much as I'd like him, but it's very, very unlikely, guys. It is going to happen. What else is update you want today? What else update you want? I think is what bloody else to update on. I've bloody lost my memory now. So yeah, Real Madrid have still got that long-standing interest in David De Gea. I'm going to update you on regarding Ivan Perisic now. With the Ivan Perisic case, apparently the agent of Ivan Perisic has approached Ed Woodward on quite a few occasions about trying to get a deal finalised. Apparently now this could be, they're in discussions in the region of a £39 million bid to put in for Ivan Perisic. But we know Inter Milan are still demanding that £48 million that Di Marzio had announced ages ago. So this might not get finalised. And it was confirmed that the agent of Perisic a meeting had been scheduled. The Perisic's agent has been discussing with the Inter Milan officials regarding Ivan Perisic's future. But he has been trying to force the move, but we know with Lucius Spelter, he's confident Ivan Perisic is still going to sign a new deal very, very soon. He's going to sign a new deal with the club. He's got a contract to the club until 2020. And we know Lucius Spelter is very, very convinced he will stay. He has rebuffed it on a couple of occasions as Lucius Spelter, but he feels as though he wants to stay at Inter Milan. We know they've been trying to recommend Martial, but we've made it clear that we're not willing to sanction Martial off as part of the deal. But We know we've had bids rejected for even Perisic. There has been discussions going on. Lou Spelter said there wouldn't be no more discussions going on, but there plainly has been more discussions going on. The agent's been discussions with Ed Woodward, you know, and then the agent's discussed with Inter Milan officials what he thinks of Ed Woodward's thoughts. So it is still a possibility that we can get the player on the board. You know, he's very creative. For the entirety of the window, we've been trying to get the player. You know, he's been at Wolfsburg, he's been at Borussia Dortmund. He's highly experienced, he's good in the air, he's good at drawing forward, he's good at putting balls into the box. Very, very creative player who I'd love at Manchester United, highly experienced, but it's just about getting a deal finalised. Personal terms had been agreed, but we're just struggling to agree on the fee. But Inter Milan are still demanding they want that £48 million. So could we get him for this £39 million that the agent of Perisic and Ed Woodward are discussing over? So we'll have to see what currently happens about that, guys. We'll have to see what happens. Wait there. And I'm going to go into some latest news now about Ousmane Dembele from Borussia Dortmund. Now, apparently, Barcelona are still confident they can get the sign of Ousmane Dembele because they have raised these funds now for Neymar, looking to get 2 or 3 players as a replacement for Neymar. Apparently, the CEO of Borussia Dortmund has stepped into the equation regarding Ousmane Dembele, and he's apparently come out and he's basically said he's made it clear that Barcelona are not close to signing Ousmane Dembele. Right, suggestions are stirred up because I think it was a couple of days ago that Ousmane Dembele is 20. He's basically forced to move because he had packed his bags and put them in the back of his car. We know he's on a we know it was his debut season last season. Borussia Dortmund signed him for £50 million from Rennes. The player is currently on a 4-year contract. I said he'd be in the top 2 or top 3 when Ronaldo and Messi retire. Apparently, though, it had reports had broke out. We know he's suspended from training as well from Dortmund. We know reports had broke out. Apparently, an initial fee of 100. I think it was it? Initial fee of 90 or £100 million had been agreed. But I think apparently Borussia Dortmund were recommending initial bonuses in the region of £30 million, add-ons in the deal. That's a player's performances, how many goals he scores, how he plays, etc, etc. And it has been confirmed. We know Barcelona want the player. He's not going to come cheap, as I said. It's been confirmed Barcelona have been in discussions with Borussia Dortmund over getting a deal finalised. But we know from Borussia Dortmund's perspective they wasn't satisfied, or the bid that Barcelona put out didn't attract Borussia Dortmund's interest to sanction the player off for that amount of money. And then basically we know the Barcelona representatives then meeting up to plot a bidding. This bid had been currently rejected by Borussia Dortmund, but the Barcelona director came out and he was convinced that Barcelona are still going to get the signings of Ousmane Dembele and Philippe Coutinho in that matter as well. And Ousmane Dembele is very prolific, good goal scorer, very good 2-footed player, good in the air, you know, very, very good, tremendous speed, good electrifying pace, and he is a quality player. So it could still happen. It could still happen. Anyway, we'll get to some latest news about Philippe Coutinho now. As I did say, he handed in a transfer request last week, I think it was. The Barcelona director had he was also convinced that Philippe Coutinho would make the move, but now apparently Barcelona may be prepared now to put another initial bid in there. May look to increase their £90 million bid that had been rejected. They're looking to increase that offer, you know, to tempt Liverpool in this situation. But we know, for me, it'd be beneficial for Liverpool in a way. I know it's one of the most essential players. He's one of the best creative midfielders in world football. But to me, Liverpool still need a number 9. They need to raise these money so they can get a striker. They still need a striker. They need a couple of defenders. And I still think they need to address the midfield as well, Liverpool. They still need a couple of more signs in this transfer window to Liverpool. So But as I was saying anyway, regarding Philippe Coutinho, in Barcelona's eyes, he'd be a long-term replacement for Iniesta, looking to reunite with Suarez at Barcelona, and I think he'd look good in the mix. He'd elevate to that higher level. Be interesting to see how he participates in Spain, with Messi there, with Suarez there. I think he'd look good in the mix, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But as I said, he had put in a transfer request, as I said. This had been rejected, and we know 72 and 89 million bids being rejected. But we know discussions had been going on. We know Coutinho's agent had discussed with Barcelona to try and get a deal finalised, as I said. Barcelona travelled over to England to try and get a deal finalised as well. But as I said, the Liverpool owners had come into perspective, and I said they are resisted and they are reluctant to sell the player, and they are not recommending to accept any offers at all from Barcelona. Coutinho's been unhappy the way negotiations have been planned out, and even Jurgen Klopp's still standing firm in this situation. He doesn't want to currently sanction the current player off. We know Coutinho has reacted to this, to the club director, what had been suggested with his desire to leave the club. He does want to currently leave the club. We know Coutinho is still injured. He's missed Liverpool's last few games. He has currently been injured with a back problem as Philippe Coutinho, but they're not willing to accept any offers at all at Liverpool for the current player. We know he's been at Inter Milan in the past. He's played for Italy, and he's been at Liverpool 4 years, and he's one of the most creative players in world football. Very quick, very agile, very skillful, very good in the air. But apparently it could still happen. It's still a possibility, chance that it could still happen. And latest news about Van Dijk, as I said, that's another Liverpool target that Liverpool want, Virgil van Dijk. He has been currently injured as well as Virgil van Dijk, but suggestions had stirred up yesterday that he'd been caught in London. Was there any signs that he was potentially planning to make a move to Chelsea? Chelsea willing to pay over £50 million. He is rated as a £60-70 million player, but the chairman has stepped in the equation, basically said he's not willing to sanction him. The current player is not currently for sale. We know he's been training on his own with Southampton, and last week he had put a transfer request in to leave the club at Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool lend interested before something to do with an illegal approach. I think he has got a 5 or 6 year contract with Southampton, but Southampton would benefit from this, considering he's been at Celtic, considering Southampton only paid £12 million for him from Celtic, and if there's any teams willing to pay £70 million, it would be very beneficial in that sense. That's what you've got to take into consideration. But yes, as I did say, Liverpool are interested in him. Chelsea still interested in him, but I think he may be convinced that he does want to maybe still make the move to Liverpool over Chelsea, even though he had been caught in London, Virgil van Dijk. So yes, we will see what currently happens about that, guys. Anything else to update you guys on today? Also, with the Thomas Lemar case, reports had broke out about that yesterday that Manchester United were in the race, currently signed Thomas Lemar. We were preparing to put a 55 million bid in for Thomas Lemar, who was a player that Arsenal have been interested in for the entirety of the transfer window. Arsenal have been looking to get him on the board. Arsenal have had bids being rejected. They've had negotiations with Monaco, but now with Mbappe leaving probably, Monaco may keep Thomas Lemar because they have lost a lot of their good players of Monaco. But yeah, apparently we're prepared to put a 55 million bid in for the current player, the player that produced 14 goals and 17 assists last season. Another very, very good player, very good, very agile, very good in the air, very skillful player as well. But now we looked more in the region to him. Now Perisic isn't going well. Bale's not going to probably happen. You know what I mean, guys? And that's probably why we've looked into Thomas Lemar from Monaco. So Arsenal are trying to get him on the board, but we'll see what happens about that, and more things will update as I did say. Anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Jot your thoughts, subscribe, what you think to the David De Gea situation, put your comments and likes below, subscribe to my channel. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you all later. Bye.